Hello everybody and welcome back to part 2 of my Little Kinmen video series. Today I am going to be taking you on the second half of our Little Kinmen golf cart tour. Last week, in addition to learning how to get to Little Kinmen from main Kinmen Island, we also visited some of the most popular tourist destinations, such as the Bada Tower, the 823 shell sculpture, the Leu Cultural Center, and the Shaxi Fort, one of the best views of Xiamen, China from Little Kinmen. In continuation from last week's episode, our tour was halfway finished, and although the day was absolutely gorgeous, it was quite busy and I personally was a little bit tired. And that's why our next stop was absolutely perfect. You see, taro is a largely grown food on Little Kinmen, and on Little Kinmen you can't go without trying the Taro Ice Cream. As soon as I saw the sign outside the door for the Taro Ice Cream, my mind went wild. I absolutely had to have it. As we entered, of course, I had to sample some of the other local products, but the Taro ice cream was what I was there for. The ice cream, which is actually shaved ice with toppings, was the perfect treat halfway through the day. The mound of shaved ice was covered in sweet beans, taro, and sweet potato tapioca balls, and was brought together by this glob of whipped taro on the top. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably gonna have to make another trip back to that spot because it was so good. Yet once again, we had to leave on our tour schedule, and onwards to our next destination, we went. The Shangho Beach is a beach with some of the most incredible views across the ocean to Xiamen, China. While there's not much to do, there's a colorful tire swing, a cute heart structure, and of course, a beautiful beach and skyline. After snapping some photos at one of Little Kinmen's most iconic photo destinations, it was time to head on to some of the more popular museums on the island, the Hualien Battle Museum and the Yangshi Fort, also known as the Mine Museum. After all the fun that we've had in this video so far, I must say it's about to get a little bit more serious. Let's get into our first museum, the Hualien Battle Museum. On display outside are massive weapons once used to protect the island. As you enter the museum, you get a glimpse into life during military times and learned about the weapons, tactics, and stories from the people who were there. I particularly enjoyed this photo of the men in black off of this boat. The 007 theme started playing in my head as I looked at it. But of course, there are many other amazing relics and photos to appreciate at this museum. At the end of the museum, there are more binoculars that you can get a look over to Xiamen, China, and also check out Dada Island. Unfortunately, we once again ran out of time and had to hop back onto our tour golf cart and head on to the next destination. Our final stop was the one I was most excited for, the Landmine Museum. Navigating the dark tunnels to get to the museum was an adventure. It was so dark at one point I thought Canada was gonna fall down the steps in front of me, or even worse, I was gonna fall down the steps on him. Nonetheless, we had made it. The museum, set up along the tunnels of the Yangshi Fort, was the moment I had been waiting for. Of course, there was lots of information about the mine history on Kinmen, but this museum wasn't just about Kinmen. It was a museum that highlighted the impacts of mines as a weapon of war around the globe. Cheap to produce and lay, they place civilians at risk, and after war times, mines remain expensive hazards, both to government removal programs and, once again, the civilians that could suffer injury or death. This museum was a reminder of the horrors that we can bring upon each other as humans, and that innocent civilians in the crossfire, regardless of whether or not we culturally can understand them, shouldn't become victims that we don't have empathy for. Overall, it was a very cool museum to visit, but it became an unexpected reality check. And if you visit and get emotional, well, prepare yourself for the war tunnel, where speakers blare gunshot and bomb sounds as you cross a rocky tunnel towards the end of your visit. Speaking of endings, this video is on its way out. For my first visit to Little Kinmen, I came to appreciate the culture of where I live even more, and as always, learn more history and increase my own understanding about life here. I'd like to visit again, but next time I think I'll either rent a scooter or bring my own bicycle over to the island for some free exploration. Nonetheless, I do recommend the golf cart tour that was featured in these past two videos. It's a great introduction to Little Kinmen. I realize I ended my last stop on a grave note, but to lighten things up, let's do a little giveaway. I came home with a couple of postcards from Little Kinmen. The only requirement is that you live in Taiwan. So go ahead down to the comment section and guess a number anywhere between 1 and 100. The top 3 closest guesses will be receiving a postcard from yours truly directly from Kinmen. I'll be doing the drawing in one of my next few videos, so make sure that you keep following along to find out who the winner will be. That's it for today's video. I look forward to seeing your comments and your guesses. I'll see you next week. Peace.